Welcome to the Exotic Woods USA. Just putting away some new stock we just got here, some Tambouti. Alright, I saw you walk through our place. This is a warehouse for exotic woods from around the world. We have fine woods from all different parts of the country. Give you an idea of some different woods that you might not have seen before. This is our Australian cap from Australia, obviously. Has a very heavy figure. You can see the natural formation that some people will try to turn and keep that in the piece to keep it very unique. We'll have other woods. We'll have turning stock that you can make into bowls. This is a Gabon ebony. This is the solid black wood. This is not dyed in any way. All right. Then we have some spindle stock. So this is a 2x2x24. People will use this for making candlestick holders or any type of other wood turnings. We'll have some other different woods here also. We'll have some marble wood. You can see this is the natural grain of the wood. It's a very different type of grain. This is a bowl, 3x6x6. Everything in this warehouse you'll find online. Everything is inventoried in stock online as it is presented, updated pretty much daily at www.exoticwoodsusa.com. All right, so I'm assuming you're looking for some wood. Let's take a walk through the showroom and see what we can find here. All right, over here we have some Purple Heart. This is a wood that you might have heard of, but might not have seen. Gets its name from being the heart of the wood and the color purple. Now it's kind of hard to see what this will look like when it's completely finished, but you can look from the end grain, you see a lot of the purple coming out. You can see in all these pieces, the purple is very strong on the end grain. The reason being is when they make their cut marks, it's very jagged and then it's coated in a wax. This is to protect it, so when the humidity comes out of it, the moisture comes out very slow and no checks or cracks form in the wood. We have these in different sizes. You'll see, again, the spindle stock, and again, you'll see very purple on the ends. These pieces are a little bit thinner. You'll see that they're not coated in wax. It depends on the wood and how we get it and how it's milled overseas and how it's processed, if it will be covered in wax or not. When it's shipped, we can't control the environment the wood is going to be in, and certain woods are more possible to crack and have checks. This particular wood in the Purple Heart and the thinner ones don't need the wax. Some of them might only be coated on the ends too. This is another piece of Purple Heart, a 2x2. It was just coated on the ends. The reason being is the ends of the wood will release more of the moisture than the face of the wood and will form more cracks. So this is also good to know when you work on the wood. Any of these woods, being that you're spending a little bit more money for these beautiful woods, we don't want any problems when you're woodworking or wood turning them. So after every working, you should at a minimum seal the ends of the wood where there's any end grain. See that this was sealed on both ends to protect it. And you should do the same when you're wood turning, especially the investment of the time that you were putting in. Let's take a peek and see what we have down this aisle over here. Over here we have some black and white ebony. The grain is very unique, getting its name from the black and white, obviously. Again, this wood is all waxed. It can come very different. Here we have one that has more of a straighter grain. And you'll have some that even has a lot of the white on it, with just a little bit of the black. Each one giving different characteristics when the piece is turned. You can make identical pieces out of this wood, and each one will have different characteristics due to the grain of the wood. Over here we have some Burmese rosewood. This wood contains some sapwood, as you can see on each edge. You'll get that a lot when the trees don't grow as big. To give you an idea of what's going on, I'll grab two blocks here and put them together. So this would be the heartwood of the tree. This would be the sapwood. It would be covering the whole tree around the heartwood. The bark of the tree would be on the outside. Now, when these are bowl blanks. When these are turned, a lot of the wood makers, wood turners, like to keep some of the sapwood on it. This will have a dramatic color variation between the grains and the wood. You can see that very easily. Now, another wood that's common that we have over here is a kingwood. Again, you'll see how the patterns will vary. This one has a much tighter grain. This one has a much looser grain. This has a difference on how the tree grew. If it grew very fast, it'll have the grain that is spread out more, and if it grew in a place that had very little rain, it would have a much tighter grain. again, we have a few other woods in this aisle, but let's take a peek at another round. I hope you enjoyed this brief look at some of our exotic woods, all of which can be found on our website, www.exoticwoodsusa.com. And I hope you join us for our next video, where we'll be turning some of these great woods.